There we go. We are live. Good morning, gang. I spent all day yesterday shooting a video, editing the video, went to render the video, and everything went. And my patience was gone. So before I flung my computer out the window, I decided to just leave it. And I would do it live today instead of uploading a video. So I have my WoW fibers we're going to work with. But I thought I'd show you a couple of things I've been working on for a Geek Fest, a Christmas Geek Fest. So I made these little dice bags. They got little dragons on them, little wooden beads, and they're in a dragon scale. I thought they were really cute. So I did them up in a bunch of colors. I think they're very pretty. And then I was working on pixie hoods. This will really muck up my hair. With my art yarn. See, pixie hoods. Whee! That's one pixie hood. This is the other pixie hood. And then I have one more already packed up for the show. There we go. And so I made these with my art yarn. They got these lovely tails. I think they're fun. I might have to keep one for myself. Maybe. Who knows? But that's what I've been working frantically on, is getting stuff ready for this show that I have coming up. Not this weekend. Yes, this weekend. This weekend? No, next weekend. Next weekend. I know what day of the month it is. So in my WoW fibers, I got this lovely brown yak, which is absolutely gorgeous. And with it, this gorgeous ultra-fine merino. I remember the numbers were really ridiculous. Yeah, 14.5 micron. I'm telling you, it feels like cashmere. So I want to blend these two super soft fibers into probably puni roll eggs and spin it woolen to maximize the puff. So what I'm going to do today is I have my cotton hand carders. I'm going to blend them up and my little knitting needles. Ow! I stabbed myself on a comb. So I'm going to blend them up on my hand cards and make some puni roll eggs. So first thing I have to do is find the end of the roving. There it is. I'm just going to pop that little bit out of the bag. Put the rest back in there. I'm going to do the same thing with this ultra fine micron merino. Find an end. There's an end. All right. So I'm going to flip that around and put that back in the bag. Or maybe not put that back in the bag because it doesn't want to go back in the bag. Need to smoosh it a bit. There we go. Smushed it a bit. I want to keep these ones in the bag to protect them because they're so soft and fine. They would probably just felt right up. Alrighty. So, got my hand cards here. Going to take a little bit of the yak. Go away. There we go. Take a little bit of the yak and brush that onto the cards. Just going to plop it on. To heck with it. It's so fine. It's crazy. I'm going to grab a little bit of the merino. I'm curious what the staple length is on this. Good morning, Crystal. Just carding up some 14.5 micron merino with some yak to make some puni roll eggs for spinning. All right, so we'll just plop a little bit of that over top. And we're going to blend it. Now I may dye this later. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So technology betrayed me when I was trying to render my video. It's got a missing clip, as it calls it, somewhere, which means that I have to go through the video frame by frame to find the corrupted frame before I can render it, or I have to redo the whole video, re-edit the whole video. Haven't decided which way I'm going to go yet. Yeah, this is fun, or it could be very nerve-wracking. I haven't decided which yet. These are such fine fibers. Like, I'm telling you, this merino feels like cashmere. It's so nice. All right, so there we go. We'll get a nice blend going on here. So just slide this underneath. Now, if I was making regular roll eggs, I would loosen the fiber from the cards first, but because I want to make nice tight pony roll eggs to catch that yak fiber in between the merino, I'm doing a draft and lift process. There we go. Despite the sunshine, it is freaking cold out there today. And I feel like I'm saying it because it's only like -2 Canadian, but there is a wind chill that is just vicious out there. Now, being as how it's the end of November, that's actually pretty nice weather. But, you know, I like to complain. Oh, I'm telling you, Crystal, this stuff is so soft. I swore it was cashmere when I touched it because it was just ridiculously soft. All right, there's our first little pony roll egg. It's like a little cigar. And then I have my fancy basket to put it in because I like to use fancy baskets for fancy fibers. Don't ask me why, it's just a thing. All right, so I'm going to put the merino down first this time. Oh, I just can't get over how fine this merino is. I can't believe that a sheep can grow wool that is this soft. Staticky, of course, because it is so fine. Right. I would say it is softer than the yak. Oh, it wants to go that fine. Well, I'm kind of worried this stuff will want to go fine too, which is sort of another reason why I'm doing it as roll eggs, because I want to spin it woolen to get that floof to really appreciate like how soft it is. So I'm hoping by doing a woolen spin on it, even if it is spinning up fine, it'll still have that gorgeous halo on it. Because I really, 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 really want that halo, that soft, like that soft feel to it when you touch it. And I don't want to savage it as a yarn because it'll just felt being so fine. Maybe not. Hard to say. We'll see what happens. First thing is I got to make the roll eggs and spin it. So let's see. No, that needs more blending. Oh, excellent. You are getting a halo. Beautiful. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's going to want to spin fine, but I'll probably chain ply it, which will at least increase the diameter a little bit. I'm trying to be so gentle carding it because it's so fine. I don't want to like felt it on the cards. All right. Get my beard up here. There we go. Slide that underneath. And I'm hoping with that, doing it as pony roll legs, that it'll really trap that that very short yak fiber in amongst the longer, very super fine merino fibers and make like just a gorgeous yarn. Here's hoping. Okay, come on, stretch out, stretch out. There we go. I've been listening to a new podcast. It's a Canadian one. I'm trying to remember the name of it now and I can't. It is Parkdale Haunt. It's a very good little haunted story leading to like ancient gods and possession, and it's really quite good. I'm very impressed with the artists who wrote and act in this. I'm almost done season 2 and it's been very, very good. So while I've been working on craft fair stuff, I've been listening to that. All right. There's the second one. I'm only using the tiniest bit of fiber in these roll legs, so it's going to be a while before I'm ready to spin. Yeah, if you like spooky podcasts, give Parkdale Haunt a try. And I would recommend using headphones for parts of it too, because they have some really good creepy haunted house sound effects. They're awesome. I'm quite impressed. All right. I'm going to add a little bit more merino. Make this one a little bit thicker. Yeah. Now, because this is combed top, I'm not carding for anything but blending, so it doesn't take more than a couple of passes just to sort of blend it up. And what I'm trying to do is mesh the tines and then kind of comb it up to blend it. I don't know if I'm doing that good a job, but you know, good enough for me. Not the best carder in the world, but you know, as long as I can make it do what I want, that's all I care about. There, that's pretty good. And since I'm doing it woolen, I'm not worried about all the fibers being, you know, exactly parallel, and kind of prefer if they're not, to get a little more fluffy awesome out of it. All right, slide that into there. Brief pause for coffee. My other favorite podcast, King Falls AM. All right, let's make this into a pony roll leg. Dog slicker brush and chopsticks works brilliant. I love just finding stuff to just play around with. For the longest time, I had hand cards, and that was it, like a set of hand cards. And I did everything with my set of hand cards. And it's just been over the last couple of years that I've been able to upgrade my tools and get more of them. But I still go back to using, like, I still have a selection of dog slicker brushes and all sorts of stuff that I still go back to using because they work. I mean, you don't need fancy tools because they say, like, well, these are the tools you need. Well, no, the tools you need are the ones that work. And honestly, dog slicker brushes work for a lot of things. They're awesome. Hi, Bridget. Hi, Marilyn. Come on in. I am blending yak with 14.5 micron merino. Hey, Carol. To make some puni roll eggs. I did shoot a video for today using my WoW advent calendar stuff, but things went awry in processing, and rather than throw out my computer, I decided I would just do a live today. All right, so this is how much I've loaded up on my hand card. Not a whole lot, but yes, Carol, it is the fiber I got from the advent calendar. Absolutely. And I'm just blending it together to make some roll eggs. I should have brought my wheel in. We could spin some up. For my fine merino, I'm blending the gray and blue with my hands because it is slightly scary. It is slightly scary, but you know, I'm here for it. I'll give it a try. You know me, I'll try anything. Oh, Bridget, I am totally down with the advent calendar I got from WoW. Once I had all the shipping and the everything else figured out, and the import duties and taxes and all that fun stuff, it still only worked out, I think, to like $13-15 a bag for 100 grams of fiber. Like, that is a really good price, and the selection is excellent. I cannot recommend the World of Wool advent calendar enough, and I'm going to start saving up so I can buy it again next year because I love it. I've split everything up into bundles of fibers that I'm going to work with over the Advent season so we can get a little creative. So yeah, it's a really good buy. I was very impressed with it. Very, very happy. Can't say enough about it. And it actually, I pre-ordered, so it was due to ship on a certain date. It actually shipped before that date. And it would have arrived here on that date, except it made it to Ottawa, and then it was delayed with no reason given for another couple of days. So, but it was only a couple of days, so it wasn't too bad. I worried about the point I was thinking, I'll just drive to Ottawa and pick it up. It arrived. Because Ottawa's not that far from me. It's only a couple hours away. It's a day trip. One I made many, many times. There we go. Another pony roll egg. And we should pop that into our fancy basket. We got 4 in there. We're getting there. Okay. Oh, I wish you guys could feel this merino. I'm telling you, it's like cashmere. It's so soft. It's just ridiculous. Oh, so soft. It just makes me want to cry. Yeah, they're cute little pony roll eggs. Oh, Bobo just came in. My boys have been going out today, and then they come running back inside. It's so cold. Warm me up, Mom. And then 5 minutes later, they're like, okay, I'm warm now. And back outside they go. Cats, I tell you. But they have fur coats. So. What are you doing, Bobo? You going to come over and say hi? All right. A whisper of times. Shirley Temple curls. Yeah. Oh, I wish everybody had Feel-O-Vision, Bridget. and I day trip everywhere. I live in the rural area, so if I want anything, I gotta travel. So it's North Bay one way, Ottawa the other. It's an either or situation. They both have their pluses and minuses. So, although I prefer North Bay, I lived in North Bay for a few years. So it's kind of like nice to go back to the old stomping grounds. It's where I went when I went to college. And yes, I went to college. I took print journalism, be a newspaper reporter. Talk about a redundant field now, eh? I never did finish the course. But I did spend 3 years attending school in North Bay. Then I moved in with my current boyfriend there. Spent another couple of years. But yeah, that didn't work out. Either Hamilton or London or Cambridge. So you're right in that not too bad area where there's lots to do. I go to Niagara to visit family all the time. Oh, you're only an hour out? Oh, well, see. I'm 2 hours out of Ottawa. I'm 2 hours out of North Bay. So I'm literally right in the middle. But that's all right. It's not that far a trip. And since they've put the 4 lanes coming out of Ottawa all the way to almost Renfrew now, it's all right. 40 minutes isn't so bad. See, people are like, oh, you live in the country? Isn't it hours to go to get to the city? And I'm like, yeah, but doesn't it take you hours to cross the city just to go somewhere? So really, it's not that much different. Just I'm doing highway driving instead of 4 lanes and crazy people. And yeah, I do okay in the city if I have a good navigator or I know where I'm going. I do not like trying to find my way at the same time as I'm trying to drive with all those vehicles around because I am not used to that. I am rural, but you know. I once occurred the fiber I bought for my felted soap. Should I just use a dog slickers? Yes, dog slickers work brilliant. Saves you from having to invest a lot. And also, if you're just using it for felting, let me just find a little bit of fiber. I could give you a quick demo. Be right back. All right, I just grabbed a chunk of gray roving here. So when you're only doing small amounts like for felting or whatever, if you want to, you can just hand card it. Just keep pulling and stacking and pulling and stacking. And that will loosen up all those fibers and they're much easier to work with then. And you also have smaller chunks. But the pull stack method works great if you don't have any brushes at all. It'll work just as well. You can also blend this way. Just take your 2 colors and just keep stacking your colors as they blend. Let me find another color and I'll demonstrate. So if you want to blend for colors, see this, I wanted to use this for a fox color, but I don't like just the orange. So if I want to blend it, just grab a little piece, then just start stacking, pull, stack, pull, stack, pull, stack. And you can see that the colors are starting to blend. So if you don't have combs or brushes or whatever, you can do it with your hands. Just keep doing this, and every pass you make is going to blend it a little more. It's not as fast as brushes, but it will work. You can see how it's starting to blend up. Now, when I needle felt animals, I'm forever blending colors because animals are tonal. They're never one solid color. So I love to just blend up colors. See, it'll work. So you don't even need combs to, pardon me. You don't even need combs to blend colors. 2 hours from Chicago and 2 hours from St. Louis. So you got some major cities near you. Oh yeah, London is definitely in the snow belt. If you're starting with raw wool and not roving, you can do the same thing. If you don't have anything, you can definitely pull. Trying to think if I have any raw nearby. I don't think I have anything raw nearby. Wait a second. I do. I'll be right back. All right. It's not quite raw. It's washed and then straight into the dye pot, but it hasn't been carded or combed or anything. So just take your, and there's a little piece of edging out. I'm going to pull that out. So basically you're picking, right? So you want to pick the fibers open. You can do the same thing. Just grab the locks, pull them open. You got to remember, this has been done since time immemorial, forever. And people didn't always have tools. So everything you do can be done by hand. Not easily. That's why machines are handy, but it can be done by hand. All right. So we picked all that fiber open. And then now we're going to just start stacking. So grab a chunk, pull. Just keep stacking your fibers. Keep stacking your fibers. Probably grabbed a little too big a chunk here for quick demonstration, but that's all right. All right, now there's a little noil right there, so I'm just going to pluck that out. And then you can card it, like stack it back and forth until it looks how you like. And you can turn it into a roving. Just hold it in your hand. Start pulling it through. And you're just using basically, that's your diz right there. You just pull it through. Now, I should have stacked it a few more times and plucked out some little chunks, but there you go. You can do it all by hand. There's no need for any tools at all. Tools just make the job easier. Cool thing about that is you can stop at any point. Absolutely. Oh, don't fight the roving. You can make it work. Yeah, you just need to open up the roving a bit. And because it does get compacted in the processing. Yes, brush the cats for raw fiber. I've spun cat fur before. 1 hour north in Evanston, there's a yarn shop. Oh, yarn shops are deadly. Yeah, Marilyn, give these things a try. Like, just play around and see what happens. That's basically how I learn all my stuff. But when you think about it, like ancient humans would have had to figure out how to do all this without tools. So if they could do it without tools, we can do it without any tools at all. Maybe a stick would come in handy, but you don't need it. You can do everything with your hands. They're the best tools that you have. I brushed my cat. She's white with a dark tail. That's excellent. Then you can get the two colors. I did mix the cat with some wool, though, because cat fur does not have any memory. So it was nicer that way. Facebook had a cute cat hat. I have seen some TikToks. Yes, I go on TikToks where people are combing their cats and they're making them little felted slippers out of their own fur. They're so cute. And the cats are so like, what? Dog hair works good too. It's fun. Yeah. Start a yarn shop, but I would go broke keeping all the cool things instead of selling them. That would be my problem as well. Yeah, see, this one's really getting quite nappy because of the tips, but I just keep pulling and stacking, and then you get this nice fluffy cloud, and you can spin from that. All right, back to what I was doing. Totally got distracted there. Not a problem. I love distractions. That's half the fun of doing lives is we can go off on tangents. All right. That's yak. I'm being stared down by a bobbo. Latte's curled up on his cushion in front of the fire. No, you can't get the wet dog hair smell out. But most dog owners don't notice anyways, so it's just part of living with a pet. All right. Yeah, I think I'll blend that another time. Just give you an idea what I'm looking at. Now, the other thing I sometimes do when I'm trying to blend is I will do a couple passes, lift it off, and then card it back on like this. So that way everything's all mucked up and twisted together. So when you comb it back out, it blends faster. But it also becomes a tangled mess like this. So it takes a couple more passes to spread it back, like line it back up again. Hi, Lori. Don't worry about it. The party's going strong. Oh, that's a great idea, Marilyn. Make a dog sweater for her dog. That works. There. So you can see it's blended a lot better. I'm going to do one more pass. And then I'm going to turn it into a pony roll egg. All right. Uh-oh. Oh, no. I put down my chopsticks and I don't know where I put them. That's what happens when I jump up to run and get things. I hope I didn't sit on them. Oh, they're there. Found them. All right. I'm actually using knitting needles for this. And they're a little thin to be pulling on, but they're bamboo, so I'm counting on that to hold up. Bamboo is pretty tough and flexible. And there we go. Another pony roll egg. And there's the blend on it. Now, because it's the merino is a longer staple than the yak, it looks like there's more yak than merino in there. But what's actually happening is the merino is more on the inside, which is why I wanted to do them as pony roll eggs, so that in the woolen, that yak, like as you pull it off the end of the roll egg, you can see how the yak is intertwined with the merino. So when I spin it, the yak kind of gets trapped between the merino fibers, because the merino, of course, is a longer staple. I don't know how well you can see that. It's trying to focus on my face. But you can see how the yak is then trapped between the merino fibers, which is why I'm spinning it or prepping it this way. Oh, sorry. I have been doing it on camera. I was just sat forward. So hold on. I'll sit back, do another one. All right. Take some merino and a little bit of yak. And we're going to card these together. Oh, there's an incoming bobble. I don't know if he's going to come up or not. We'll see. No, he's just going to scratch the couch. You coming up, Bobble? Come on up, baby. All right. It's not blended great, but I'll sit a little sideways here. So I get my beard up. I have my 2 sticks. And then we slide one underneath. Uh-oh, here comes Bobo. Expect a photo bomb. What are you doing, Bobo? And then you can see how that's just under the fiber on the edge of the card. Right there. And then you just pinch the fiber between. Hold on, let me turn again. Come up to the tips, start rolling. And then, oops, I just made the camera jostle. I'm going to just lift it. I'm trying to do this so you can see. Lift it off the cards a little bit and then draft it up, pulling it back into the teeth. Hold on. Let me turn right around. There. Can you see some of that? Hold on. Tip this down a bit. All right. There we go. So roll it down to the teeth. Pull forward a little bit to loosen it off the teeth. Draft it up. Roll it back down till you get to the teeth. Pull it forward off the teeth a little bit. Draft it up. Roll it up. Now, if you don't pull it off the teeth a little bit, it'll be so tight that you won't be able to wrap it. And once you have it wrapped on, I usually just roll it all the way down the card to the bottom. Give it a little wrap there. Then just shove down, wrap, shove up, wrap. Snug it up just a little bit. I'm using hardly any pressure with this hand. It's just kind of tucking in those loose fibers. And then just pull it off your chopsticks or knitting needles or whatever you're using. And you have a pony roleg. So we add that to the pile. Hopefully you could see most of that. Something for the kitty cats. Oh my God, they'd love you forever. Oh, are you talking to Ian right now? How come Ian's not on my live stream? Oh, you could see that bird? Excellent. I'll have to do a proper video on it, but I'm not getting along with technology right now. Yesterday was not a good day. My beautiful little expensive laptop almost went out the window. Oh, there's Ian working on his show. Ian's my brother, by the way, for those who don't know. The kitties are gone now. He just walked by, Ian. You missed Bobble. Let me see if I can con him into coming back. Come here, Bobble. Bobble. Okay, hold on. I'll get a kitty. In here, Bobble. Oops. There we go. There's Bobble. Oh, Baba, what were you into? He was wrestling with Latte. And when they wrestle, Babo has such a thick undercoat that Latte pulls it loose. And Babo ends up covered in all of this loose fur. I don't know if you can see it flying around here, but it's ridiculous. Oh, another Ian, and spelt the right way. Ian. My grandpa always used to spell my brother's name Eon. Eon. Makes sense. Bubble! Yes. And kitty fibers. He's not a poor kitty. Trust me. Not a poor kitty at all. Latte is twice Bobo's size, and Bobo beats the tar out of him. Just, it's ridiculous how hard he can go at it with Latte. Thankfully, they're only playing, because if they actually got into it, I don't know who would win. And Bobo is like just a little guy. He's very tiny, but he's fierce. All right. I'm going to do a few more of these, and then we can do a test spin on the spinning wheel. Yeah. My cats are so spoiled. So spoiled. They definitely own the house. I'm just here to see to their needs. Like literally, they've gotten all of my hand spun, crocheted and knitted blankets that I made. Yeah, they're all cat blankets now. They have a tower in the living room so they can climb up to the ceiling. All the furniture has been shredded. It's just, you come into my house, there's like random bits of paper and boxes everywhere for them to play with. One cat and 4 dogs. And I bet you that cat had all those dogs just towing the line. See, I was going to make hammocks for my cats, but apparently they're not that fond of hammocks. They like high ledges. So the tower they have in the living room takes them right up to the top edge of the bay window in the front so that they can sit up there. There's just enough clearance for them to look outside at the world. And then, of course, one can sit on the platform underneath and smack the one on top. And yeah, it's ridiculous. Someday it's going to break, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, chihuahuas, or as we call them in my family, chihuahuas. We never call anything by their right names. Yeah, I try to avoid making my boys toys because I don't want them to get used to playing with fibers like yarn and stuff, because I don't want them to eat it when I'm not looking, and there is fibers and yarns everywhere. Yeah, so they have their toys, but I try to stick with hand-bought. With store-bought ones, pretty much the only time that they play with the yarn and fibers is when I'm working with them, because I'm working with them and they want my attention. Oh, I'm going to do a little more than cry a little on the inside when it breaks. I'm going to have to find a budget to replace their tower because they can't live without it. I just don't think it was made for, it's just a cheap one. I spent $50 on it. And I don't think it was made for a 16-pound cat to use it as a climbing tree and a springboard. Yes, that's very true. Doing a live stream with fiber. No, just show us the cats. Hi, Kiara. Come on in and join the madness. We can't help it. We all love animals, right? 4 cats and 2 labs. Wow. Yeah, and I bet they helped you quilt. They just pre-made the holes for you, right? Another pony roll egg. All right, I've got a few here. Why don't I go grab my wheel? We can reposition and we'll do a test spin and see if my theory will work out, because honestly, I haven't tried this yet. This is all just in my head. It may not even work. I think it will, but I don't know for sure. Because you know me, I'm just going to try it. That's what I do. All right. So you'll be on intermission looking at my windows for a minute while I run and get my spinning wheel. Oh. It slept on them when I knew I needed a break. Absolutely. Be right back. Ta-da! Spinning wheel. Let me just adjust you so maybe you can see how the spinning goes. Yeah, you can see this is one hand spun blanket here. The cats sleep on, the other one's over there. Yeah, hand spun yarn. I spend all this time in making it for my cats to sleep on. They're spoiled. Plays elevator music. Thank you. Keep everybody entertained. Oh, I'm sorry you lost Shadow, Kara. It's so hard when we lose a baby. And they're part of the family. Oh, Marilyn, I understand that. Comes to a point when you're like, maybe it's not the right time for me to have babies. But sometimes then you meet the right one and it's worth the heartache again. Elevator music version of Led Zeppelin. Oh, Laura, you're funny. Or Ian, you're funny picking on Laura like that. All right, sorry. Here we go. I'm paying attention, honestly. So we're going to start with this one. I'm going to increase my uptake because I want to spin woolen. Woolen. Okay. Grab that on. Oh, that's a little too much uptake. All right. Oh, yeah, it wants to spin fine. All right, let's see. Oh, that needs a heck of a lot more twist. Okay. I should have my very fast flyer on. I don't. But we will just increase that. Holy, does this want to spin fine. Woo! I really need to get my very fast flyer, my fast flyer for this. All right, so she broke. We'll just reattach. Yes, you got to remember all the good times. Remember all the love. Ian and Eli. Nice. And spinning on a drop spindle. Oh, to do the lace? Oof. The only one I've been able to do lace on is a Russian support spindle, which is, they were totally designed for that. But even then, I struggled to get enough twist in for the finer weights. All right. So long draw is being very tricky on this. So I think I'm going to go with a different way of spinning it. So I'm going to do long draw, short draw, if that makes any sense. So draft it out. I pinch here, keep the twist from entering. And then I'll draft here and then let the spin in. But I'm only going to do a draw of this long. And that'll allow me to get enough twist in there. Now, if you have a shoulder or back problems, this is an excellent modification. So you can still get that woolen draw, that full woolen long draw, but not have to reach behind you if you're using a double treadle wheel. Now, the other thing you can do with the double treadle wheel to do long draw is just sit sideways. It is a little trickier, but it is doable. And just except usually with the double treadle wheel, it's going to want to go in one direction. So I have to modify my, there we go. So then you're working across in front of you instead of drawing behind you. It is a little tricky to get it going. There we go. Because you have to change the way you treadle a little bit. But then if you have shoulder or back issues, then you're just working across in front of you instead of trying to draw behind you. Now, I am not any kind of occupational or physical therapist, but I am an older person who has had issues with back and shoulders. So these are little tips and tricks I've picked up along the way to kind of make it a little easier on me to continue doing what I love. Oops. Ooh, I almost lost that completely. All right. I haven't done that in a long time, though, so I'm out of practice. What I've just modified to is just doing a long draw draft, but just the short distance in front of me. Just tick, 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 tick. All right. Let's do one more roll leg, and then I'll do an NDM ply. We'll ply it up and see how it looks. Oh, I pulled too hard. I know better. There we go. Oh, oh. Almost lost control. I do have a fast flyer. I don't have the very fast flyer. I do have the fast flyer, but because I'm such a fast treadler, I don't actually often use it. But I think if I decide to go ahead with this prep for anything more, like I'm just doing a sample spin right now, but if I decide that I like it and I'm going to prep a whole bunch of it, I will switch to my fast flyer. Yeah, I should have thought of that before I started this and switched to my fast flyer, but I've never tried out the very fast flyer for the Lendrum. And I don't know if I would have a use for it, but then I think I should get one and try it and just see how fast very fast is. Just with me being such a fast treadler, I've never really felt the need for it. But if I start spinning really fine, it would probably come in handy. Like in this situation, I think that with the fast flyer, I would be getting more than enough twist. And it wouldn't take me that long on the treadling before I let it onto the bobbin. But this is just because I'm using my regular flyer. Even on the fastest whirl, it's still taking a while to get enough spin in there. All right, I'm just going to put some extra twist in there. Pull back on itself. All right. Gonna do a quick NGM ply bracelet. Oh, snap. Don't panic. I'm just going to tie a knot in it. Okay, where was I? There it was. It's freewheeling just a bit too much. There we go. Oh. Come here. Yes, I always make little noises when I'm spinning. I'm just a little weirdo. All right. So here's my plying bracelet. There's one end. There's the other end. Now, before I lose track, I'm going to tie my ends together. And then I'm going to hook it over that finger while I rethread my wheel. So I spun this Z. I'm going to apply S. As usual, I will need to charge my leader. To increase my uptake a little bit. All right. Now, hooked it over my finger. Keeping it real. I'm as real as you get, honey. I've never tried to pretend to be anything but what I am. And you know what? Perfection doesn't happen. You get as close as you can, but in reality, things are going to break and let go. So you kind of have to figure out how to deal with them. So when I get to that knot, I can fix it. But for the moment, the quickest and easiest way is to just tie it in a knot. Keep wrapping the yarn. Okay. Pull out any pigtails straight. And I'm sort of spinning this woolen too, like I'm just lining up my plies. And okay, here's our knot. Here's how we're going to fix it. I'm going to snap out that knot. And then take our ends and overlap it in the twist. There we go. Not going. Break taken care of. No big drama. Yeah, the cats like when I make noises at them too. But I do it even when the cats aren't around. I think I've just lived alone for too long. Okay, Bridget, have fun. We'll see you later. All right, there we go. Tie a knot in the end. I always do. I probably don't have to. I always do. Just like I always put extra twist in there, fold it back on itself to keep the twist from escaping. Just my habit. All right, let's pull this off the wheel and do an assessment of it. Yes, I'm using my body nitty naughty again, just for a couple of yards. So. All righty. Tie my ends together. And wrap it around there. Tie another knot. All right, snap that off, twist it around, and just tie around here. Now, there's not many wraps on here, so I'm not bothering with the figure 8 tie. I'm just tying. I am spinning a lovely 14.5 micron merino, hand carded into pony roll eggs with some yak fiber, and then spun woolen and plied back on itself. I just did an Indian plying bracelet. Let me just trim some of these ends off so they're not as much in the way, and we will do a little assessment of what we think of this. Now, first of all, we know I need to change to my fast flyer. That's step one. But here is how it looks. I'm trying to block my face so the camera will focus on it, but still be able to see. This is hard. Anyways, it is floofy. It has a lovely, lovely halo. It is a little underspun, but again, like I said, that's probably because I need to change. Well, two reasons. One, I need to change to my fast flyer. And two, when you do Andean plying bracelet, you're actually, because you basically folded fiber in half of the fiber is getting the twist taken out and half of the fiber is getting more twist put in. So it kind of balances off. But if I did a true 2-ply, I wouldn't lose twist. But I mean, overall, I am quite in love with this. I wish they had feel-o-vision, because I'd be like rubbing it up against the screen so you could feel how soft this is. It's so ridiculously soft. And even if I add more twist to that, it's not going to stiffen up. That's going to stay super soft. The color, I like it. It's just sort of that muted brown color, but we could over dye this. I'm thinking, yes, the kitty overlord has arrived. He's supervising. I think it is absolutely gorgeous, but I do want to try dyeing it. I think for today, I am going to take the rest of that fiber and I'm going to card it up into pony roll eggs, because I'm pretty sure that this is just, it's amazing. It does need a little more twist to be a little more of a stable yarn that won't shed, but that's easily solved. Oh, it's going to be a jewel tone for color. Purple, blue, those are my favorites. Oh, you want Bobo's opinion? Bobo, what do you think? He's analyzing. Nope, rejected. He don't want it. Oh, it is so soft. Yeah, that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do up some more pony roll eggs. We'll do up a whole basket of them. Then I will spin it up, and I think you're right. It's not a blanket yet, so he rejects it. If I tied it in a knot and threw it at him, though, he would definitely start chasing it. But like I said, I don't want to encourage them to be using wool or fibers as toys, because I want them to stay out of them. No emergency surgeries. So I'm going to, yes, it is all the more for me. I'm going to finish carding these up and then spin the yarn. I will try to fix the video that was supposed to go up today that didn't, so that you can see that one as well. I'm trying to remember what I did with that. Oh, yes, I was working with my blending hackle. with some more fibers from the World of Wool Advent Calendar because they're so fun to play with. But for now, I've been, well over an hour. I'm chatty Cathy today. So for now, I'm going to go and do that work off camera. When I have the yarn all made up, maybe I'll come back and we'll do a dyeing video if you guys want, so you can see how it will take on the yak. Tell you right now, it'll give it a nice jewelly tone, very muted jewelly tone, but like almost metallic. It's really pretty. So the trick is going to be, because it is also fine, I don't want to felt it. So dyeing is going to be a very, very controlled process, but we will do that. So for now, I'm going to go, and I so want to pick up Bobo just to disturb him. He's sleeping on Buddy Holly right now. That's the record that's on the record player, and the case is just sitting on top of it. So he just loves sleeping on Buddy Holly, I think. Hey, baby. Oh, what have you got on your nose? What have you got on your nose? He asks for bugging, because he just sits there looking so cute, like, boop my nose, boop the snoot. And then he's all like, why are you booping the snoot? Anyways, as usual, I've degenerated into nonsense. So thanks for joining me, guys. I'm going to keep working my way through the Advent calendar, finding things to do with all these beautiful fibers we have. And I will see about getting that other video rescued and put up. If not, we'll just do some more lives. I mean, why not? So thanks for joining me, guys. And I will see you all later.